because seeing the size of the audience, you get inspired. The breakfast to be over. You want to see that or hear me or both? Okay. At the outset, let me congratulate the Law School Banasthali for choosing 13th September and 14th September for conducting this forensic conclave. What is so great about 13th September and 14th September? Well, I will start with 14th September. मित्रों, आज 14 सितंबर राष्ट्रीय हिंदी दिवस राष्ट्रीय हिंदी दिवस उत्सवी उत्सव है। इस अवसर पर थोड़ा बहुत हिंदी बोलने का मौका देने के लिए मैं बहुत आभारी हूँ। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। 14th September is second. Now we'll come to 13th. Okay, before that, I was introduced and many things they told, but ये बात तो मुझे कहना है कि मैं कोई न्यायाधीश, वकील या लॉ कॉलेज प्रोफेसर, लॉ फॉरेंसिक एक्सपर्ट नहीं हूं। मैं एक केमिकल इंजीनियर हूं। मैं एक केमिकल इंजीनियर हूं, बट मेरा और फॉरेंसिक का क्या कनेक्शन है वो भी मैं आज बता दूं। उसके बाद देखिए, first thing, I don't know how many of you know the case of who's this man? Harry Jakson. Harry Jakson stole some billiard balls in England and he was convicted in 1902. Just stealing billiard balls, baseball and billiard balls, and he was convicted based on fingerprints. First time ever a convict was punished using fingerprints as evidence happened on 13th September 1902. That is your 13th September. So, knowingly or unknowingly, you had chosen 13th September for the forensic conclave. There is a big connection to it. And it so happens 13th September 1902 was also a Saturday, and 13th September 2025 also happened to be a Saturday. हर केस पे पूरा रिसर्च करना पड़ता है, तो मैंने सोचा कि तारीख पे Okay. Besides that, another connection with 13th September. You all know we have done enough on 16 December 2012 Nirbaya case and analysis, anatomy, surgery, all has been done. But there is a connection of this case with 13th September also. 13th September 2013, the fast track court in Delhi awarded them death sentence. Remember, that was also based on forensic conclusions, right? So no eyewitness could come forward to say, "Maine dekha hai." But enough was there forensic evidence to pin down those guys. And I'll also tell something, and even though I don't have a degree in law, I have a lot of connection with law. I have a father-in-law, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law. But more important, I have a son who is a lawyer and a daughter who is also a lawyer. When the Nirbaya case came in the Circuit Court, the Bar Council of Circuit had taken a resolution: no advocate will represent the accused. So if no advocate represents the accused, then the case cannot move forward. Right? One young man got up in the court and said that I am ready to be friend of this court as an amicus curiae and not to defend the accused, but to take the case forward so that speedy punishment is given. And you know who that young man must have been. Since I know him, you must also know him. He was my son, Arjun Natarajan. The judge thought, बहुत young है, and they appointed somebody else as amicus curiae to take the case forward. But in the court, he was the one who got up and told the judge, I am ready to take up this. Okay. So मेरा तो law connection हो गया. अभी chemical engineering connection वो भी बहुत है. You see, of course, you know all these things that 1872 the Indian Evidence Act came, which included scientific evidence. Then in 2023 you have renamed it as Bharatiya Sakshya Adhyayam, something Adhyayam. And also in 1849, first chemical laboratory was established in Chennai for finding out use of poison, chemicals and substances. Then came 1853 in Calcutta, 1854 in Agra. These were all those labs set up to detect, to find scientific evidence. 1870 at Mumbai, and the first lab, 1953, came in Calcutta, then in Hyderabad, etc. And in 1973, the criminal procedure code was introduced, and from 1st April 1974, it got implemented. These are, you know, as lawyers, but as chemical engineers, let me come. You know, one instrument which is heavily used for forensic analysis is HPLC, high performance liquid chromatography. It was invented by a chemical engineer. Right. Chemical engineer Csaba Horvath. Right. Horvath, he was a Hungarian. Then he moved to USA and became American. So Csaba Horvath was the man, chemical engineer, who pulled out the use of HPLC, and which now has become a standard item in all the forensic cases. As chemical engineers in India, chemical engineers are not recruited in forensic labs. Otherwise, my forensic lab में चला जाता था. I have a degree in chemistry, chemical engineering, PhD, whatnot. Like I could have had got no distinction in chemistry, chemical engineering. वो तो हो जाता था, but India doesn't recruit chemical engineers because they think, you know, we are polluters, we are meant for that, we are not meant for these things. But still, in most of the Western forensic labs, chemical engineers are part of the forensic investigation team because they handle the forensic ballistics, where atomic absorption spectroscopy is used, where chemical engineers are very familiar, and the study of hairs and fibers, like this mattress and all we had showed, they are all chemicals, and remember, blood and urine samples can be tampered, but these hair and fibers cannot be tampered that easily. So they become a solid evidence, and many techniques are used for analyzing the study of hairs and fibers that include mass spectrometry, that is MS, gas chromatography, GC, HPLC, high performance liquid chromatography. Banasthali Pharmacy Lab has HPLC. Right? If you don't know what it is, drop down to Vigyan Mandir, I'll show you. Right? It's a small number, but in which you can get whatever data you want. Right? You put at a time you can put 120 samples into the HPLC, and it has a huge database. It will make a map of a graph of the impurities which are present and map it against lakhs of database chemicals to see which one matches and show that what is present there in the sample or not. So our Banasthali lab as it costs heavily, and do drop in and get yourself. You are not going to do it because as advocate you are going to read the forensic report, you know, also बस पिक्चर की डायलॉग डिलीवरी आप करते हैं, लेकिन असली रिपोर्ट तो वो तैयार करते हैं. Okay, so mass spectrometry, gas chromatography, HPLC, capillary electrophoresis, and combined methods like GCMS, gas chromatography, and mass spectrometry, HPLC and MS, they are all used in tricky situations to get the exact detail. Then fire and explosives. In fire and explosives also, the chemical engineers also deal with phosphoryl liquid chromatography, FLC, infrared spectrums, and X-ray diffraction method. All these techniques are dealt by chemical engineers also. Then you come to the fingerprint analysis, where you do talked a lot about it, the white analysis, lipstick analysis, footprint analysis, fingerprint analysis. All these things are all there, which use analytical methods used in the chemistry, pharmacy, biology, and chemical engineering labs. These are the equipment with which we play our games. Okay, so chemical engineering ka mile suru mera tumhara. Okay, and last is the forensic chemistry, where the drug testing, detecting the semen stains, blood stains, saliva, colorimetric methods are used. You have the Adler method, castle matter, green lipomalachite. All these techniques are all there, and goes on and on. Remember, Jnanam Paramam Dhalam, and all subjects are interdisciplinary. Vigyan Mandir and Chit Mandir may be far, but knowledge connects both of us. Right? So I am very happy that the conference. I must first tell something that this is one of the rare events in the last 8 years I have attended, which went on time. On time. Everything started on time, and lunch, dinner, whatever is that, tea break, and the event, valedictory, everything happened on time. Give a big hand to the organizing team for time management and project management. Right. Because 1 week back, I had high tea at 2 o'clock in some conference in Banasthali and lunch at 4:30 p.m. So you can see that I must make this, and I am very proud to be a part of Banasthali, and I mean Professor Harsh Purohit, my colleague does, right? So he makes sure that I do come for the law school functions, and I thank you all and wish you all the best, and you did a wonderful job. You deserve a big hand to you yourself. Okay. Thank you.